Hi everyone, it's Adrian Leah. I am wearing a knitted garment for the first time since being on the West Coast. It's my cooler garment. It's made out of cotton. So it's the Autumn Lark crop sweater. It's the original pattern has long sleeves. I really love this one. I feel like it's definitely a nice thing to have in this area, and I do have some cotton yarn that I have plans for. Well, there are the two colors that I'm going to make into a sweater, and that's going to be a larger quantity of yarn. It's actually in its own bag because I got a lot of skeins from Dollar Tree, and um, I'll be starting it at some point when I'm here, while I'm still here. So I thought it would be fitting to wear my bandana with the sweater. I have been wearing this bandana, but I feel like it's even more fitting with this. I do want to make another one. I feel like I'll make a couple of them, but I wanted to make one that would go with my scrubs, and I'll be wearing that uniform for when I'm taking the, sorry, if it gave the notification. It's literally asking me if I should turn off notifications for my iCloud photos. Okay, so I wanted to make a bandana to go with my scrubs, and my scrubs are purple, so I'll be using the fabric that I am making the skirt from. So I wanted to show my progress on my skirt. I do have a video that'll be the process of making the skirt. And then I have some works in progress projects that I am bringing back out, and there's one project that I'm going to knit again. So I'll show the skirt, and it's the Simplicity S9816. I'm doing this skirt, and I put it in a bag. I might get another bag that'll fit the papers. But I am going to gather the fabrics after I finish with doing some clean finishes for the areas that I cut. So this is these pieces are the bottom. I have two of them. So I put these inside out because I was folding the fabric over for this section for these sections of the garment. And then after I gather the pieces or the areas that I need to gather, I'm going to attach it to the top of it. So the top is the piece that I will finish. It's inside out right now, and I did a finish on this side, so I wanted to make sure that the fraying wasn't going to be there. So I folded it over and then I folded it again and then sewed that area. I left an opening for the invisible zipper that's here. So this part I'm going to do the fold and fold it again, so or tuck it in so I would cover that. Um, I wanted to do that, and I also used non like scissors that weren't fabric scissors in the beginning because I didn't see fabric scissors in the house. And so there is a difference when you're using just the scissors and then using fabric scissors. So I found some fancy scissors. These are the ginger ones. And I was really happy. I was like, it's a sign because they're the ginger brands. And if I can, I might bring these with me because they are pricey. You can find cheaper prices online for them. When you get them in person, I've seen them for $50. So I did go through the process of cutting some things again just to not make it as jagged, but I'll have to do the finish on that one. But have so I have the one side that I did. And then I have the band and I just I sewed it inside out and then I reversed it. So that'll be at the top. I might get a ribbon or get something for when I do the other skirt. But I'll be excited to actually gather the pieces. I feel like this will be really nice as a bandana to go with the scrubs, and I I like wearing hats. It I don't think it was necessarily a new development because I liked wearing them when I was younger, but I would wear I would like wear specific ones that I liked, and I didn't bring one of the hats that I mainly wear that I pull my hair through. There's a opening in the back, but um, I can sew. Well, I could sew, I guess, but I can knit them. So I don't know if I have a gathering foot, but this came with the sewing machine. It's not this. I will have to look through the box. But if not, I'll just do one of the techniques that you use to gather the the fabric. So I'll look through it. I don't see it right now. I really wanted to get progress on a garment. I haven't been picking them up as much. I did want to start another pattern from Tetty and Tetsy's Knit Garden. And um, I do have one of her patterns on my needles right now, and it's slightly cooler than the other ones in terms of what I have been knitting on. I've been knitting on mainly lighter weight yarns because it's comfortable right now. So I did do a modification, not on the garment, on the one of the tools that I enjoy using. So I do love this. This is my birthday cast on. And then once autumn passed, I didn't go for it again because it felt autumnal, and now that I'm in this area, I am feeling like I'll work on it again. Not like I didn't like the colors like once autumn ended. I definitely go through specific colors that I knit up, but I'm about to knit the last increase round for this, and I do really love this piece, so I really wanted to get to a point where, well, get to the part where I split for the sleeves, and it's on small needles. I'm going to, or a smaller cord, I'm going to get um, a connecting piece and make it longer. But I really do want to wear this. And I love the pattern. I've noticed with knitting Teti's patterns that right from the beginning, I am about to learn something that I haven't done before, at least the patterns that I want to do. So for the next pattern, I've been seeing like the process of how to begin the actual garment, and that's like a step in itself. So I would really like to finish this. And I keep holding it up, but I do enjoy the colors a lot. There is a choice of adding, like going back to the neckline and adding the ribbing. I'm on the, I'm not sure because I've seen both with it and without it, and I love both of them. So I will see. I do like how it is open because that's a thing. I don't usually like things super close to like my neck. Well, I already have this necklace there, but um it's really comfortable. I tried it on and I like where it is. So it'll be me being a Libra and going back and forth on whether or not I'll add it because I feel like it adds to the look. I also feel like I like it like this too. I'll see. But I like the more that I see it, the more I'm like excited to have it. And the tool that I've been using for some projects, I mainly use it on garments since I got it. It's the Norwegian thimble. So you can see the rings and they come in different forms, but I would say you see this a lot. And it did fit, but it would kind of get a little slippery. And so I kind of added like, it kind of looks like I added a gem in a way. I don't know if it will be able to translate through the webcam, but it is one of the JC Rennie yarns. It's the pink hair, and I think it makes it really sweet, and it's like just fun. And if, I mean, I don't know, maybe I could just have this on and it'll stay, but if it doesn't, it's nice that I could just wrap. Well, I've done it with other things too, where I would wrap and then it would be fine. I feel like it is just really nice to work with right now. And I really like the finish of using the Norwegian thimble. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't use it, but I used it on the test knit that I did last summer, and I love that sweater. It was actually going to go in my gift pile, but if I do gift it, I'll probably end up sharing it because I love it. It just forces me to knit looser. I tend to like to knit tighter, but when I'm knitting color work, which is a lot of time, I have to like keep saying to myself to make sure that I knit looser because you don't want it to be really scrunched up. and pucker, or I want the gauge to be where it needs to be. And I'm happy with it. And now it kind of reminds me of feathers. So I also like that I've been using this because for some reason, I don't know if it's because it's a little less yarn that I'm holding in a way, even though it's not holding much, but you are constantly touching the yarn, that I'm not really holding the yarn as much with the thimble, so it is a little more comfortable for me when I'm on the West Coast. And it was windy the other day, but for the most part, when I had to see the financial advisor and then the is it the admissions? So I I wore like a black tank top with my dress or skirt, and I had a hat on, and I wore one of my woven scarves. So I'm not wearing a jacket. I'm literally wearing a tank top, and um, it's winter. And I brought up the wasp in like a couple of videos because I mentioned it on my other channel. Like it just kind of like surprised me too because it's the winter time. It's different now that I'm in this area for right now. So that day, I also I forgot to pick up something that I was like, damn, I was supposed to pick that up and I forgot. But I'm going to pick up some groceries today anyway because it's like past 3 o'clock in the morning. And while I'm out, I'll get the thing that I needed to get. I also wanted to get blueberry juice, and I got that from the European market. One of them. There's actually a couple in this area, which is nice because when I was on the East Coast and like where my godmother is, I accidentally called her today, by the way, and she called me back and she's like, you know, checking up on me and stuff. And so, that area, it didn't really have like Eastern European markets. I would have to go into Philly to go to the nearest one. And there were a couple, and it was exciting because I found the vegan chocolate that I love to get. Um, it's really cheap, and you get it by like the bag, or like it's like weighed, which isn't something that you would see at an American supermarket. So it was fun. And like the first time that I did it, I kind of like didn't get too many because I didn't really know how the pricing would be. I know that they kind of tell you, but I didn't weigh it beforehand, and I don't know. And it was really cheap, and so I was like, okay, so the next time I got a lot more. So I had to see where I would get it, but the ice cream that I like, it's like a berry ice cream. Um, I get that as like a treat here and there. It's probably my favorite. I do love berries, and I wanted to make a dessert. I was seeing how long my eggs would be okay for in the fridge because those eggs were left by my parents, and I saw when it was Best Buy, and then I was like seeing online, and then I saw a couple of sources, and then Martha Stewart said 45 days, so that's what I'm going off of. So I I might use those eggs, but since I'm going out, I saw that the prices were for eggs, like they're not as steep as before, so I think I'll pick up maybe a small carton of eggs if I do. I might not. So, but I might get flour. I think I will get flour because I used up a lot of the flour that was here, and I do need um, some for the next thing that I want to make. And I might get apples. I'm not sure. I am picky about apples, but since I want to turn it into a jam, I I might just get like the cheaper apples because the my favorite apples are the sugar bee ones. I like the crunchy ones. I don't like I feel like it's a texture thing because I notice when some apples like you taste well you feel them and some of the times like the inside of the apple tastes a little grainy and um it's not something that I particularly go for. So sugar bee apples, if you're not getting like the bag, can get pricey and um, even for one apple could be expensive. So I'll see, but I am almost finished. Well, I'm halfway finished, a little more than halfway finished my second orange jam jar. So I really liked it, and I would like apple jam. And oh, what I got that day, because I wanted to gradually, well, I have most things for the process of making a fur collar use or wool collar using the Teeswater wool that I got from a fiber festival. I got cheesecloth because I didn't see a gauze for crafting, and it said that you could use, well, one red I read, you could use a cheesecloth. So there was one in the crafting section that was more expensive. It did come with more yardage, but I figured I would see how I would work with this one. And just in case, I did technically get a gauze. So this is rolled gauze. This was like the cheapest one that they had. It's the generic, but um, it's the one roll, and it was the last one. And I say this a lot. I feel like that like it was meant to be. Like if I really needed to use it, I guess I could. So I was debating if I was going to get the pattern for the process of making the wool collar. Um, I thought the website and the visuals for the videos that the author provided were helpful, and I thought the process made sense to me. And I figured maybe I could just go off of that, but at the same time, I would like to see the other ways that may be um, accessible for me. And it's nice to have a template or maybe more information on the various things that can be done when you're processing the wool. to make the collars. I wanted it in a specific shape, and I did want the leather backing. The one that I wanted to do, it says that it's not necessary to have a leather backing for, and I was thinking, am I just going to be extra and add the leather backing because I still want the leather backing for it. I was also thinking that maybe if I were to do that, I could attach like the buttons that you, like the metal buttons that you press, and then you could press it onto maybe a jacket of choice if you are specifically doing it for a jacket or jackets, if you wanted to mix and match them. Maybe you could make it so you could take those pieces off of your jacket if you're not wanting to have it on there a lot or all the time, but I just feel like it looks like such a regal accessory that I would want to have it. And I feel like that is a lot of my idea of what I like the fashion to be. I like it to balance each other out. I also like the ones that are just statements that like stand out. Same thing going back to like my playlist. I haven't talked about it in this video, but I've talked about it in other videos. And I was thinking about how I choose a lot of the songs, and I feel like the thing that's important for me is that it would be a strong enough song to stand on its own, as if I could just listen to it on its own and it doesn't need to be in a playlist. And it would kind of just like hit me, like the song would just like fucking hit in a certain way. It doesn't necessarily have to be like my mood all the time, but again, it would be like one of those songs that you could put on and it doesn't feel like it's super. Of course, you have those classics that played constantly, but I purposefully didn't put certain songs that maybe I would hear nonstop. And there's nothing wrong with those songs, but I just feel like I've had my portion of it, or like if you ate and you ate too much and now you're like, you don't want to anymore. It kind of feels like that. But there's some songs that I have like on constantly that I listen to over and over again because it's just like kind of how my soul likes to dance with it. Um, so it's been fun doing that. The next thing that I am going to show is a project that I got back out, and going again with the lighter weights of yarns. I forgot I had a drum in here. I got this from a Polish website. I was thinking that I would, well, I am going to get the stuff out of my car and then sort stuff in my room and then designate it to certain areas of what I am going to, sorry, what I'm going to keep here and what I'm going to take with me. Some stuff I am putting in certain areas because they're places that I feel are pretty accessible there. But this is a drum that I got from a Polish Etsy shop. Um, and I love it. I love the idea of like a heart drum. So it's one of those things that you uncover like when you're cleaning your room and you find like a bunch of cool stuff and you have all the things around you and you're wearing a bunch of random things because you're like, oh, sick. I remember when I bought this and I enjoy having it. I'm not sure where I would put it right now. I think I might hang it off of a mirror of some sort. I literally just have my dresser that has the mirrors on it. Other than that, I have some things in certain areas that are kind of already are cemented in those areas right now. And I am usually slow with putting certain things out. I feel like it's part of my personality because I don't like putting my stuff out until I feel that I'll have it there for a period of time or there's a sense of permanence in some way. Because I would like to have my room decorated the way that I would like to have it decorated. Um, so it is one of those slower processes with me. And then other things I kind of put it there because I use them frequently. I'm also going to maybe do like a deck purchases at some point. The Slavic ones. I am going to get the Glory to Ukraine Tarot again, and I have been wanting to get the Slavic Oracle. I was thinking about it. It is on the independent deck price side of things, so I was debating because in the past I have gotten decks and I feel like I go through specific categories of decks that I tend to gravitate towards. Um, I'm using a lot of my Slavic decks. I actually just have my Slavic decks here, and well, there's some angel ones, but I do use those for my Ukrainian readings, and that's what I have been doing. Because I try to make the readings comfortable, because I know um, spirituality and religion can be sensitive things, and it's also, I feel like for me, it's like respecting yourself and doing what you would like to do, but it's also um, respecting the audience too on what they would connect with. And since these readings are specific now, I and it's like a combination too because it's stuff that I like to use. So it's not really compromising in that way because I am using the stuff and it's nice because now I'm well, it's not like I wasn't using it, but well, there was a period of time when I was getting really into my fiber arts and I like to focus on the different arts um, because I like to have the fundamentals in my tool belt. And that's what was happening in that time. So the decks were unearthed and they are now, I feel like it's good that there is a purpose for that stuff. I feel like sorry, me talking. I feel like I have like a worker dog spirit too because I like doing specific things for specific purposes. Um, I am a Libra. I'm also You're the Dog. So back to what I was talking about. So in this bag, I have the third mitten for my Ukrainian mittens. And what I did is, and why I'm doing this is because I was modifying the pattern. I modified it pretty extensively. Um, the first time I went with the needles that were suggested. I didn't go for the yarn that was suggested. I didn't have the yarn. So I substituted it. Um, it was an interesting yarn and needle feel. I definitely preferred the needle that was recommended for this specific yarn. So this is Jameson Spindrift, and recommended needle size is a US 3. So that's what I did for the second mitten, but what happened was when I did that, I didn't do it for the ribbing, and it isn't the biggest difference, but I can feel the difference. Um, so what I'm doing is I'm making my pair for myself first, and I'm making the third mitten to go with the one that had the recommended needle size, and then I changed it to the US 3. So I love these mittens. I would say out of all the mittens that I have, these just feel like proper mittens. Like they just feel like they're not overbearingly warm because wool is breathable, but they are like they just feel like they're so warm. And so it's interesting because now I don't feel it as much about like the yarn difference, so I guess that might be a good thing, but I am going to make two more mittens to go to for each, and I'll have two pairs, and one of them will go in my gift pile. I'll be honest, the first ones, like the third one, is for me. So I'll have my mittens. I don't need them right now, but they're they're so cozy. I'm actually really like impressed by just how they feel. So the next time I make mittens, it'll be from, well, not the next time, but I'll definitely make mittens from this yarn again because it just feels so nice. Like I almost just want to just I just want to wear them. So I will work on them again. Well, I only have enough yarn for making the third mitten. The yarn store that I got the yarn from didn't have any more of the colors because I bought them because they take up a couple of skeins of yarn per set, so it would be about 4 skeins per set of mittens, and I guess I took the it was the blue that wasn't available at the store at the time, and I checked a couple times. So maybe at some point she would have done like a bulk order of stuff because it is an international yarn. So the last project that I'll talk about is in this bag. So this is one of my Lantern Moon bags. I have ones with the white sheep and ones with the black sheep. I actually like that. And oh my God, I'm just like pumped because I'll make project bags, and well, I have like an idea of stuff that I would like to sell. I have talked about this. So for collars, um, leather needle cases, and small knitted accessories. So with this one, I like how it is in general. but I'm going to remake this pattern. I had to get the book out of my car. It's like one of the books that I don't have in the house. So the yarn is. Let me go ahead. So this is what I have. It is a Latvian fingerless glove. I do love it. They're neon colors, so that's why it's doing that. It's actually brighter than this, and this is neon too. So this is yellow here, and I don't have stoppers or anything on it. I have stoppers. I just didn't feel like it was necessary. But I'm going to do the pattern again anyway, which it goes with the make along that Yana from Finnish Knitting Stories was starting up, because the make along, it's the MAL, it's for a project that you have in a book that you haven't used or you don't use a lot. And there's a couple of them that I have, a lot of them. And I try not to get too many books if um, the books that I have, I'm happy with. Of course, if I see another knitting book by Jenna Kostet, I will. I did pre-order for both of them. I've knit. Those are the books that I've knit the most from, and I've knit a couple of the patterns. So I'm happy that I could say that there's some books that I knit a lot from. I don't know why I said it like that. I knit a lot from. Um, and some things I've knit multiple times. Like in my Portuguese knitting book, I do want to knit the leg warmers. One of the patterns that I knit was the Aljabeira pouch, and I knit that 3 times, and I will still use that pattern and knit it again and again. So, um, I I got this pattern from one of the Latvian books. So it's like a series of knit like a Latvian. So there's the accessory book. I got this from the accessory book. There's also the main book that I have that one too. And um the sock one. The sock one's interesting. I do have 2 sock books, and the other one's the Moomin one. I have to like really think about sock books because I don't really knit socks. And I found like some socks in one of my luggages, and well, pairs of socks in one of my luggages. So now I'm like, okay, well, I don't need to knit socks right now because it's just like not the thing that really interests me right now. But this would be nice. What I was gonna do is so the back is the main color, which in hindsight I do enjoy that, but honestly I don't. Um, it definitely needs a block for that, but and I was also thinking, should I do the ladder back jacquard for this? But I don't think I would do that, so I just want to have the pattern on both sides. And I think that would be fine. And then I'll insert the thumb opening. So I do really like this. I know it's going to affect the yarn that I have for the contrast color. I only have one of the contrast colors, so I'm hoping that it's okay. I mean, um, I wouldn't, well, I'm not going to knit both at the same time, but I I think that should be fine. I say that. Or I could do it. No, I'm just gonna stick to it. So I got these yarns, this yarn on sale, or these yarns on sale. So I do enjoy the feeling of it right now. It actually feels really nice to touch, so I'm excited to start this up again because I do like these mittens or gloves. There's this other hat that I wanted to do. I'm still knitting the Alsberg Tory. It's the Shetland Wool Week 2024 hat. Um, it's a little slower on that one. It's getting to the process of, because it happens sometimes where I knit something and then I have to see it as like a fuller thing before, or like a fuller project or piece before feeling like I actually not like it, because I do like it and I feel like I will enjoy the finished product of it. But right now it's just until I see the progress that's there, I might um just pace myself with it. And it's not a project that takes long at all. But I feel like it was okay that I did the cream color as the main color because I was also thinking, should I do the red as the main color? But I'm not going to rip it back. I'm just going to have it as is. And um I'll get to it. There's this other hat that I feel like I'll start up too. So it's definitely like accessories. And then I feel like when I get a good place for the birthday cast on, just to say my birthday was in October. But once I would say at least split for the sleeves, then I may cast on another garment because I haven't been knitting on my Alafa Slopey one. I might pick it up here and there, but for the most part, um it's the bulky yarn, so I haven't been knitting on it here. And then the other garment is also something that is warm, so I haven't really been knitting on it, but I might knit on it here and there because I finished the body and I'm working on the sleeves right now. So that's what I have for this video. I'll have my project video sometime. I feel like I'll be finished with well, cleaning the the upper part of the skirt, and then I'll do my gathering and combining, and um, I'll see, and the zipper, and then I'll see how it is. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye.